Bow, 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 bow. Hey, that's super awkward still. What's going on? What's up, everyone? It's, what's today? Monday. It is Monday, and I have a little bit of a headache. I had a little bit of a headache yesterday as well. So, uh, yeah, I get migraines. Migraines are these were not migraines, but I do get migraines, and migraines freaking suck. Um, so what's going on, everybody? It's time to look at wilddinosaur.com because you know what? You know you can do it at wilddinosaur.com. You can get all kinds of cool stuff. Like, and I'm gonna show it off again because this is my newest shirt that I ordered. I like this shirt a lot. It's oh, what did I that's not Solar Sam. That's the name of the image. I'm forgetting my own images. I've renamed some images in the past. There's one with like an astronaut with a flame. He's like holding his helmet and his head is just like a flame. And I used to call that one like Fireface or something like that. But it got changed to Spicy Butt Face. So I rename stuff sometimes, but this is my new favorite shirt I got from my store. It fits well. It's warm around the world right now, so the quality of this t-shirt is great. It is it's high quality, but it's not super duper thick, you know. It breathes. It's real nice. So check out wilddinosaur.com. It is the best place to help support this channel because I need it. I'll be honest. I'm not doing well. I'm also open to suggestions. Why don't people buy things from my store? Well, one, they probably might be broke. That's totally okay. But if it has anything to do with the art, give me some ideas, guys. Like, I'm doing a bunch of other stuff, and I've taken some time from Photoshop art. Although, if you follow my social accounts, I did a pretty good one. Oh, I didn't. You know, I'm gonna see if I can add a photo real quick. Where is it? Is it on my? It must be on here, right? It's got to be on this computer. Yeah, there it is. Sorry, I'm gonna try to post this here real quick for you guys. Because this one's fun. I haven't done a ton of Photoshop like art in a minute. But I did make this. I did make this weekend. There's a reason. There's a reason I made this. Let me get this where I like it, where I like my graphics. Just getting it all together, and then drop it. Boom. There you go. So it looks super pixelated on this monitor here. That's because I added a bunch of like film grain to it, like a ton. I just maxed it out at with the grain there. But this is my new wave band that I'm starting. This is the look I'm going for this new wave band I'm starting. And we're going to be called Elliott Smith's Wet Breakfast Burrito. I'm just kidding. I'm not starting this band. Although I wouldn't mind starting a new wave band at some point. So that was some fun I had. I just needed to make something that wasn't for anything really. And talk of haircuts has come up. So you guys might see me with a new haircut one of these days. let's see. Got through the intro. Talked about wilddinosaur.com. Showed you that freaking sweet Photoshop I made this weekend. Ryan, if you were listening, my apologies. We talked about trying to set up Zoom stuff this weekend, and I totally ghosted you, and that's my fault. I apologize. I got really worked up on Saturday to try to get some music stuff done, which I did. And if you also are reading the title of this episode, I will be getting into that here in just a few minutes. But I got really into working on some music, and also working on trying to get my script together still. The work that I gave myself for this short film is a lot of it kind of required me to finish the full project, and like I've said before, I have a 3-season arc story for what the origins of my short film are, and I'm cutting stuff down so I can make my short a little bit more focused in one thing instead of having a bunch of auxiliary characters and stuff. This is gonna be a 10-15 minute short, so I've been stressing myself out with that because it's historical fiction, and there's some things you don't want to mess with, but there's some things that you kind of need to mess with. And anyway, so I had to kind of finish off my idea for the whole thing before I could refine my short. So that is something I've been working on. I think I'm taking a couple of days off from that right now. I started to compete with ideas. It was feeling the creative edge, right? And trying to get some stuff out. Part of that is the fact that I've been listening to all this new music. Last week I talked about Panda Bear has new music, and I listened to Reset is the name of the album. I listened to that a lot this weekend, and was really inspired to work on my own stuff. So I got a little caught up with all of that. So Ryan, I apologize for not getting back to you this weekend about working out some of the technical stuff. That was my bad. Completely my bad. And I'm sorry. I do want to figure this out. I also realized I need to make a new background for what I'm apologizing to Ryan for is Ryan's trying to help me out set up Zoom calls, and I was also realizing that I need to make a new layout background for Zoom calls, because the way the layout looks right now, it's mostly my camera, then chat, and then some graphics. But I need to make something a little bit more even, I guess, for 2 people. And I might leave the chat out of that. But anyways, that's part of the plan now too, is to make a good looking background for having a conversation with 2 people via Zoom. So that's what we were supposed to work on this weekend. But what I did instead was not text Ryan. I honestly completely forgot about it all Saturday. And I was looking at my short and was just like, all right, I think I'm happy with the majority of the bulk of it, and having to put the 3-act structure together for my short is kind of the phase I'm in. And I know where I'm going. I just need to kind of piece it all together. But again, I'm going to take a couple of days off of working on that because the big news is when I stopped working on my script, I started working on. Well, I shouldn't say started. I've had this for a while. I'm at a point with all my art, all of it, where I'm in the writing phase. So if it's music, I need lyrics. If it is filmmaking, it is a refined script. So I'm in that juncture of trying to get the writing stuff done. And with school coming up, I'm going to have a limited amount of time to get some stuff done. In the point of the writing class I'm taking is to work on the refinement of the script. So, like, that's coming up anyways. And so I think ultimately this class will help. But I do want to utilize... Sorry, I got itchy nose. Use some of these Taco Bell napkins. Forgive me. So I have 2 records that I've been working on. One of them I'm calling my concept record, and the other one I am now considering my pop record. The pop record stuff is stuff I've had for a long time. Heck, I think you've even heard some of it. I think I used the end of one of the songs as for my commercials, for one of my Wild Dinosaur commercials. But I the week, I think it was the weekend previous, I recorded a track when I was in okay. I wasn't in Sacramento. There's pieces to this. I was in the Bay Area a couple weeks ago when I took the week off. And one of the things that happened was Ryan and I were playing some music, and I'd started throwing around a couple of chords, and we were liking what was going on there, but I don't think we recorded that particular jam, but I brought it home and I came up with my own thing with it. Same chords, different everything else. So I recorded a track and it started to come together a lot quicker than most of my other songs do. So quickly, in fact, I have most of the lyrics done. I need 2 verse parts and the song is completed. Lyrics wise, that's it. I kind of put this thing together like a lot quicker than I really expected. Sometimes things just take shape, and this one started to take shape. So I was working on it, messing around with the vocals a little bit, and it gave me some ideas for some of the other tracks that I have. A couple of the tracks, hold on, let me look at the track listing real quick. I'm not ready to release it yet, but I will have something I'm announcing and to show off, actually. I think 2 of these tracks were cut from the final New Pants. We were going to do an EP. I think Pat and I are just in a place where we're going to finish up this one single and then be done with it for now. And you know what? I was just thinking about this. I would love to do an episode with Pat where you get to watch a band break up in real time. That'll maybe even be the name of the episode. So I have, oh shoot, sorry. I need to pull this up again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tracks for this next, I guess it'd be an EP, that I'm calling Prom Date. The intro track is called Crushed Velvet Helmet. Sorry, Crushed Velvet Helmet. And it's a song that I started actually working on with Ryan a handful of years ago. That's gonna open the album. And then there's 5 more tracks after that. Album or the track titles are not confirmed except for one other one, which is the track that I was working on this weekend, and it's called Bowl Cut. It's called Bowl Cut. I've got haircuts on the mind. So sorry, I'm talking a little bit lower today because when I project more, it actually it sounds weird, but it vibrates my skull, and anybody who gets headaches probably knows what I'm talking about. So that's why I'm talking probably a little lower today. I can also turn the mic up. That might be helpful. So I have a 6-track EP coming, and the first track is Crushed Velvet Helmet, and the third track is gonna be Bowl Cut. And I'm happy to announce this. I have artwork for my album cover. Again, it's one of those things where I had made something and then repurposed my own art into a new piece of art, and that is this for my EP. I'm calling Prom Date. This is my album art. Sorry, I can get rid of that Jon Does logo first. I can see the whole thing. So this is my new album cover, Prom Date by Wild Dinosaur. I don't have a release date. If I can get things together and all goes to plan, the earliest I would say is probably November for this record. I'm hesitant to say that's going to be it because it's a lot of work to get done in between now and November, and that is also with school starting too. And I really gotta hone in on this short film, but this is it, guys. This is one of the new album covers, and I say one of because I have 2 records. That one I'm gonna put more time into. Let me think about this. Trying to remember the oldest track on this new record, Prom Date, is I think track 4. And I don't remember when I started that, but I think this whole record spans about 4 years, 5 years maybe, and there were more tracks that I've pulled off. I might do like a second. I did a B-sides record once, and I might do another one, just because sometimes I make stuff and it doesn't all end up, as a final product somewhere. Yeah, I pulled 3. Ooh. I just realized that we have another New Pants track that I might release as an instrumental. I forgot about that one. Oh man, there's so much music to get through. So Prom Date is my next EP. So far it's 6 tracks. I might, depending on. I'm gonna say it's 6 for now. Those B-sides might make it out as B-sides, or a separate record or something. We'll see. So what do you think? What do you guys think of the album cover? I like it. I made it. So yeah, I mean, It's I had a lot of fun making that original photo. The just the skull in the hair. I made that oh boy, a year and a half ago maybe. Something like that. But it's getting repurposed as Prom Date album cover. So let's see. I guess that's not really it for my weekend. This is the big announcement stuff. Prom Date is my record that's coming out at some point, hopefully before the year's out. There's some funk in it, and there is like a Mac DeMarco style doo-wop vibe to it as well. The other thing I did yesterday was I was a little low energy from my headache. As I talk about, I'm gonna drink some of this caffeine real quick. Hold on. Bubbly, sponsor me. Oof. So the one thing that I wanted to do yesterday, I mean, I always wake up and say, well, what are you going to do today? Are you going to edit something? Are you going to play some music? What are you going to do? And I wasn't really feeling doing much of that yesterday. So I decided I was going to do something that was bothering me. As I have stated before, I have been playing Horizon Forbidden West. And I like the game, and it's grown on me a bit. But I do still have a little bit of an issue with how the game plays. They really want you to, like, do specific things to accomplish certain goals, and I just don't function that way. If you're going to make open world games, make them open world and let people, like, have alternatives. I hate bringing everything to Breath of the Wild, but I mean that's something Breath of the Wild nailed. They kick ass at that. You want to play the game, you choose how you play the game. They kind of direct you at the beginning, and that's totally fine. I'm totally cool with, like, using like the Great Plateau, for example. If you've played the game, is a good beginning point. You get to learn the game mechanics. They send you on a couple of different things here and here, but once you're off that, you kind of just go wherever. Again, there are a couple of prompts to be like, oh no, go to, I think it's like Kakariko Village or something like that. Go find this person, and yeah, you can do that if you want, but you don't have to. I oftentimes, because I've now replayed the game a bunch. When I go back, I do some of the scripted stuff. Like, you have to do the Great Plateau and then certain points, but then I go to, like, the furthest end of the map up the north and go defeat that at the Rito village, the divine beast, because I find the power you gain at the end of that is, like, super helpful the rest of the game. And it's one of the things you get last if you're going through, like, a path that the game kind of directs you to. But anyways, I noticed there's more people here. I'm gonna I don't think anybody was watching when I announced this, but I have a new record coming out soon. I worked on it this weekend, which stressed me out, gave me a stress headache, which made me play video games yesterday. But this record, let me get that out of here again. Wild Dinosaur has a pop record coming out soon. This is going to be called Prom Date. It's gonna be six tracks. First track is called Crushed Velvet Helmet. Ryan helped me with this track. Originally did bass, and then I re-recorded it. Sorry, Ryan. I apologize. But it was a good process because we were working long distance and trying to figure that out. Just putting lyrics on things, and I hopefully, like I said before, the earliest that this might come out is November, but I don't have a release date for it yet. But yeah, so that's the announcement. New music coming ish. Yeah, then I played Event Horizon. No. I didn't play Event Horizon yesterday. Nor did I watch the film. That is a hard to watch film for me. I saw that movie in theaters when I was a kid, and it scared the shit out of me. That's not a movie I was expecting to be as crazy as it was at the time. There's crazier films out now, but and even then there was crazier films that came out, but I wasn't expecting that. Jason, what's up, dude? Badass movie. Event Horizon. I think we saw that together. I feel like I remember watching that. Either we might have gone to the theater together, or I remember watching it at your house, I think. But anyways, I that was just a complete slip of the tongue. I was playing Horizon Forbidden West because I've had a headache for the last couple of days and just needed to do something yesterday. And I got to a point when I turned it off last where I was fighting like a boss, and you have to do specific things. You can't hit him because he's like invincible. He literally like nothing. So you just have to run around and shoot the cables of this giant mech thing, and it got really frustrating, and I gave up for a while. But I went back and played yesterday, and I beat it first try. It was fine. But I'm enjoying this game more. I enjoy the games when you're not beholden to something. Like my least favorite parts of Assassin's Creed, Black Flag, is all of the modern day stuff. It is boring, and I hesitate to say pointless, but like it is part of the story, but it sucks. And then you have to do these little weird code things, and I don't know. Just make me a pirate and let me roam the seas, like taking over other boats, stealing ships. That's all. And we talked about Skull and Bone, which isn't out yet, but it's that, but only multiplayer format, and that kind of bugs me too, because I have there's 3 people in the world that I know, and only half of them play video games. So yeah, I don't want it to be multiplayer. So I don't know. I'm starting to ramble at this point because this first half was just announcing that I have a headache. And I did some work on stuff this weekend, and I have music coming out, which is all stuff you already know. But again, prom date, that's coming. Oh, you play all the offline Super NES games? Do you do that through like the online, like this? Well, I guess that answers my question. No, it's not online. Do you still have those systems? The only way I have them is through the Switch online stuff, but I haven't even gone back and played very many games. Oh, I heard something. I'm going to do a commercial break real quick, but I'm going to come back and open a package because I got some new Wild Dinosaur stuff in the mail. But first, what did Jason say? No, we have all of our retro setup. Even got the CRT recently for the. Oh, cool. Man, the retro setup. I loved the Super NES design. Hold on. I'm gonna go to a commercial break real quick, and we'll just do two breaks today. but I'm going to do an unboxing here. Only judge the rich, so when you have to walk a mile in their expensive shoes, you can pawn them for something more comfortable.
I'm Richard from Richard's Pet Wedding Facilities, and I give these stickers away at every pet wedding. The kids love them too. This bag from, what's his name? Wild Dinosaur? Weren't they all wild? What an oxymoron. Anyways, I like to put my special things in this bag. Plus, I'm pretty sure this is my spirit animal.
Life gave me lemons, so I sold them for this sweet baseball tee. Well, what a great time to do a commercial break, right at 5:30 when I like to do them. And I was waiting for this. I was waiting for this to come. And it came during the show. I checked right before the show started. But I got some new tote bags. So, first one I'm going to open up is this one. Ooh, that looks nice. Look at that. Look at that. Look at. It's got these nice yellow handles. Here's my old one. Sorry, Linda's old one. And then there's one more. This one's called Lakeside. This is one of my favorite images that I've done, but I haven't used it for a lot of stuff. I did have it printed on a sweatshirt, but that sweatshirt didn't work out very well. Ooh. Got the nice red handles there. So yeah, sorry, you get more Wild Dinosaur like commercials in the middle of me just doing a show. I'm not trying to get you to buy my merch or anything. So cool. I have a fleet of bags. I need these for when I go to the store, and they all look great. These look great. I'm really happy. I'm really happy with these. And they're super high quality canvas. And those handles are super solid. Super solid. So extra special wilddinosaur.com episode. All right, I know why you're all here. This is main story. The Oscars apologize. The Academy Awards have apologized, or are issuing an apology to Sacheen Littlefeather for her mistreatment at the 1973 Oscars. You might say, who? Well, this was a big deal back in the day. Pop this graphic up. That's Sacheen Littlefeather. She was asked by Marlon Brando at the 1973 Academy Awards to deny the acceptance of the best supporting actor? I think it was best supporting actor from The Godfather. So he didn't attend the Academy Awards. She attended in his place, and she got up there and she didn't touch the award at all. She was asked not to by Mr. Brando himself, and she was asked by him to read an 8-page monologue, I guess. What she didn't have time to read because is going through this article from the Hollywood Reporter. It's too long to really get through to read on screen. There's part of it I will read. She was asked by producers of the Academy Awards to not go over 60 seconds, and if she did, she would be arrested by police. And why such a reaction? Well, history is funny, isn't it? There's always stuff going on. At the time, there was some things going on in the world, or in Native American life, I guess. The United States government had, what was it? Was it Standing Rock? Or am I confusing the name of that with, it's here somewhere. Hold on, let me skip through this. It was, sorry, it's buried deep in this, and I don't want to read the whole thing out here. It'd waste everyone's time. Of me just regurgitating the Hollywood Reporter. Although I do it. There was some things going on between the United States government and Native Americans, and Brando basically boycotted the Academy Awards due to mistreatment of Native Americans, particularly in Hollywood. There was a bunch of people that were super pissed off. John Wayne apparently was restrained from attacking Sacheen when she got off stage. But she was ostracized and ridiculed, and there were death threats and all kinds of negative things hurtled her way, and it was because of reaction that people had to her at the Academy Awards, but also the fact that she was not treated very well in the process. She was threatened with being arrested if she went over her time, which literally that's never happened before. Oh, you talked too long, arrest them. No, they just go to commercial break. That's what they do. I mean, things might have been a little bit different back then. Maybe we couldn't have gone to a commercial break, but it's theater, and there's ways to deal with that aren't just like outright, I'm gonna arrest you for your political messaging. So anyways, the Academy has done something interesting. They've issued an apology, and it's going to be presented at an event, I think this week or later this month. But the letter that was made public is what I'll read. And it's dated June 18th, 2022. So this was 2 months ago. Dear Sacheen Littlefeather, I write to you today a letter that has been a long time coming on behalf of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Science. With humble acknowledgement of your experience at the 45th Academy Awards. As you stood on the Oscar stage in 1973 to not accept the Oscar on behalf of Marlon... Excuse me, I got a burp. That was rough. All right, let me go back. As you stood on the Oscar stage in 1973 to not accept the Oscar on behalf of Marlon Brando in recognition of the mistreatment and misrepresentation. Wow. Speaking is totally my strong suit, guys. Start that one more time. as you stood on the stage in 1973 to not accept the Oscar on behalf of Marlon Brando in recognition of the misrepresentation and mistreatment of Native American peoples by the film industry. You made a powerful statement that continues to remind us of the necessity of respect and the importance of human dignity. The abuse you endured because of this statement was unwarranted and unjustified. The emotional burden you have lived through and the cost to your own career and in our industry are irreparable. For too long, the courage you showed has been unacknowledged. For this, we offer both our deepest apologies and our sincere admiration. We cannot realize the Academy's mission to inspire imagination and connect the world through cinema without a commitment. Wow, God, I'm so terrible at reading today. It's like I've never read before. We cannot realize the Academy's mission to inspire imagination and connect the world through cinema without a commitment to facilitating the broadest representation and inclusion reflective of our diverse global population. Today, nearly 50 years later, and with the guidance of the Academy's Indigenous Alliance, we are firm in our commitment to ensuring Indigenous voices. The original storytelling. Wow. I can't read at all today. Today, nearly 50 years later, and with the guidance of the Academy's Indigenous Alliance, we are firm in our commitment to ensuring Indigenous voices, the original storytellers, are visible, respected contributors to the global film community. We are dedicated to fostering a more inclusive, respectful industry that leverages a balance of art and activism to be a driving force for progress. We hope you receive this letter in the spirit of reconciliation and as recognition for your essential role in our journey as an organization. You are forever respectfully ingrained in our history. With warmest regards, David Rubin, President of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. Wow, that was really tough for me to read. Yeah, dude. I definitely don't have a future in voiceover work at all. I don't have a career in anything regarding reading. Well, you heard it here first. I'm starting an OnlyFans. Jon Does OnlyFans. Jon gets done. Oh man. I totally accept this train wreck of a show. I meant sincerely to have an honest conversation about this, because I do think this is important in regards to film. Jason, don't knock it till you try. Hey, I'm not knocking it. You know what? I'm super supportive of sex workers in general. I've never paid a sex worker, but I'm supportive of them, and particularly things like OnlyFans, because there's an what am I trying to say? I'll be a little bit blunt here. OnlyFans basically knocks out the middleman in porn, which means better or less human trafficking, or potential human trafficking, I guess. I almost worked in the porn industry recently. I almost accepted a job doing quality control. Hey Jason, you do you, man. But yeah, I don't knock it, and I guess I'll try it. um. So, yeah, I think this this issue with Sacheen Littlefeathers is important. It's a good symbolic thing for the Academy to do right now. I mean, they shouldn't have reacted the way they did in the 70s, but I also think, you know how certain people are sometimes get attributed to being a major voice in Hollywood. Like, for example, this is just for example, like, a lot of people can assume Tom Cruise, he doesn't run Hollywood by any means, but he is a huge force, and when he wants to get something done, he can get something done. And the industry is so big. We're at a different point, I think. But you know, John Wayne was mentioned in this as somebody who was not happy with the speech about Native Americans. I wonder why that is. Makes me wonder why John Wayne would be violent towards women or natives, for example. It's just baffling. Sarcasm. Pretty sure he's talked openly about hitting women. So I know Sean Connery has too. John Wayne is there's no excuse, but I guess different era. But that's kind of what I'm saying too, is I think there was people like John Wayne. I'm not saying it was John Wayne, but people like-minded to John Wayne in that era of filmmaking that were not happy with anybody disrespecting the industry. I think it's important to pay attention to representation, and also as important as representation is safety. I mean, there was a story, I was going to talk about it today. I don't really want to too much, but it does involve the Rust shooting with Alec Baldwin. The FBI found that the shooting couldn't have happened without somebody pulling the trigger. Shocker. That's how guns work usually. And he had said something along the lines of he didn't pull the trigger or something like that. So I don't know. I don't really want to get into all those details because the ongoing investigation sucks for everybody involved, particularly the family of the director of photography that lost her life. I think all of these, the entertainment industry is a weird one because there's so much expectation from people around what what they want to consume, story narrative wise. There's so much stuff being made, but there are huge issues that come with that. I mean, in a little bit of a smaller, it's still an important one right now, but like Hollywood is backed up with their CGI, basically. Like Marvel, DC, Star Wars, they've all they're straining their the artists that they hire to work on some of these projects. There's oftentimes not enough people, or not enough deadline, not enough time to reach deadlines and things like that. And it's important to remember that the people that make our art deserve time. Yeah, it's starting to show a lot more, I think, too. Oh, welcome, Ryan. I don't know if you heard me earlier, but I apologize for ghosting you this weekend. I was working on some stuff and then got kind of a headache and didn't. I should have texted you. That was my bad. There's a whole 20-minute apology at the beginning of this episode where I was crying and I was just down on my knees just forgive me. I'm sorry. I should have texted you about working on the Zoom stuff. Stop. No, sorry. Have you been watching for a while, Ryan? Just curious. I'm gonna wait to see if you, because I announced some things. I'm gonna cut this conversation here about the Academy short, because I want to retouch on something. If you missed it, I need to redo this. Okay, missed the top. Okay, well, hold on. I've got to add a new image real quick. And do I have it here? I do. Nope, that's not the one. That's the one. All right. Well, I announced this earlier, Ryan. My new record. Hopefully, I don't have a release date, but I did get some work done this weekend that opened some doors for me in the creative realm. This is whoops, that's not the one. That's the one. That's the new album cover. Prom date. Crushed Velvet Helmet will be the opening track on that one, which you helped me with. And I'm 2 verses away from being done with a what was it? C D7 E7 structure we jammed on when I was at your house. I stole that. I didn't steal it exactly. I just took the chord structure and made something with it. And lyrics started to pop out all of a sudden this weekend, so I recorded them. I'm close to done with it. But it'll be 6 tracks. It'll be funky and poppy. And when I say poppy, it'll be poppy in the Mac DeMarco doo-woppy kind of way. I don't remember exactly how I played it, but what I did do is I added that Earthquaker Aqueduct pedal. Get a little bit of weird vibe going on. I will send it to you pretty soon. I just want to finish up the verses before I send it off to show people. But yeah, this is the album cover for Prom Date, which again, with school starting soon, I can't guarantee I can get everything done right away, but I'm hoping for like a holiday release. November, maybe early December. But yeah, 6 tracks, Prom Date. Anywho. Yeah, sorry I cut the Academy Award conversation short, but basically, the Academy apologized for their treatment of Sacheen Littlefeather in 1973 when she accepted the award for Marlon Brando. Or, sorry, didn't accept the award for Marlon Brando. It was rejected by them for Best Supporting Actor, I think it was, for The Godfather. So, yeah, that was the news there. And I think it's important for representation. And I started going off on a little rant about how there's a lot of things in the entertainment industry that get shoved under the rug because of, like I was getting at with the CG, is there's so much demand for good artists, good graphic artists for these movies. It's getting backed up. I think Marvel's even shifted release dates just slightly to accommodate some of that specific problem. But there's representation issues. There are the fact that there's safety issues. I was mentioning the shooting on the film set of Rust, where Alec Baldwin was shot and killed the director of photography. And there's, that's a huge thing. I personally know stories of things that have happen to people, car accidents because they've worked, 16-hour days and they have to be back tomorrow and they have to drive home at 3 a.m. or, like whatever the crazy schedules are. So there's a lot of things in the film industry that just don't get acknowledged as much because people just want to know when the next Marvel, Star Wars, DC, whatever it is, movie. There's just such an appetite to consume media that I think we need to remember sometimes what it takes to make that. And I know we all want our stuff fast, but sometimes I think it's good to wait or be patient for all of our benefit. But I also think it's good that they reached out to Sacheen Littlefeather and apologized for, and it's not all of their fault how she was treated after the Academy Award. There's a bunch of shitty people that are racists or misogynistic or like whatever stuff that she was receiving back then. Obviously there was no social media, but she's probably getting hate mail. I think I even read somewhere in that Hollywood Reporter article, Dennis Miller made some joke about her being just like not even a native, but like just some like stripper or something like that. And it's like, yeah, fuck you, Dennis Miller. Yeah, that guy's gone downhill. That guy's kind of a piece of shit. But I think it's good that they can acknowledge their part of that. There was somebody threatening to arrest her if she went over time, over the 60 seconds allotted for her speech. So I think it's good that she's getting the acknowledgement, and I think it's good that we all remember that happened too. I think there's a lot of things that I remember when I learned about the Tulsa massacre. It was a massacre. It was not a riot. It was a massacre. And people were saying, wow, this was in our grandparents' lifetime. This was in my siblings' lifetimes. Like, well, actually, slightly before. But, like, these acts that, in new generations always, become a little bit more progressive. It's important to remember that this kind of thing happens. It still happens. It's not acceptable. But we should remember that these things are part of our society. They have been, and they haven't gone away. In recent times, they've only gotten a little worse. Yeah, the audience was laughing at her throughout her address. They were booing. They were doing the tomahawk, like, get off the stage thing. Like, it was not okay. And, I mean, like, baseball teams have changed their mascots over less. Well, I guess not less, but it's a weird world. And the way that people react to certain things can be horrendous. And at least for an organization that gets shit on constantly, like the Academy, I think it's good. Sorry, would you say apologizing is the very least the Academy could do? Yeah, absolutely. She's still alive. She's getting acknowledged at a dinner. I closed the story already, but I think it's happening this month or something. And also she was an actress too. She was in the beginning of her career, and that career was completely crushed with that one thing, and it's not her fault that she went out and spoke truth about these things going on in the industry, but I mean, there's still not as blatant sexism or racism in some regards that there used to be. But I was also reading today about how Bryce Dallas Howard got paid way, way, way less than Chris Pratt for the Jurassic Park movies that the three of them that they did in the last handful of years. And she'd stated, her career wasn't that big when she signed on to the first one, and so she made a lot less than that. I think she had to sign on for all three, and she was going to get, like, the press originally said she was going to get $8 million. Chris Pratt was going to make 10. So she was getting $2 million less, and she was saying it was a lot less than that, actually. But I know people have issues with Chris Pratt, but he stood up for her. And he got the pay gap closed between them, or did something to make it more equal, and so that they wouldn't have to worry about that situation again. But I mean, that's still a thing that's happening. Women get paid less than men for doing the same job sometimes, and in Hollywood, I feel like women sometimes should get paid more because of how we objectify them, for example. Anyways, this was a weird episode. I'm sorry. I'm still a little low energy from my headache. So I'm going to call it a day. It's 6 o'clock. We saw my new bags. I was really excited about doing those unboxings. They showed up in a plastic bag. But again, here's my tote bag collection. This one's called Lakeside. And then, shoot, I forgot what I call this. I forget my art names sometimes. This is one of my more popular ones. People seem to like this one. I really like this one too. And this is one of the older ones too. I did this one a long time ago. But all right. Well, thanks Academy for apologizing. Did they apologize to Chris Rock for getting slapped? I think that's next on the docket. No, there's plenty of things. Anyways, I'm going to get going. Hope you all have a good rest of your evening. Ryan, one of these days this week, I will try to hook up with you on working on some Zoom stuff. I need to just kind of not stress myself out too much. But I do want to make this show better, so I want to get, Zoom calls going and stuff. And I know Ryan wants to talk about some stuff too. So we'll try to get that going soon. WildDinosaur.com, best place to support the channel. Buy some tote bags. Those are great quality tote bags. And what else is there? Yeah. There is a link in the description to donate to Planned Parenthood. It is an important cause. I hate saying that in that way. It's an important cause. It is an important cause, but it's also more than that. It is something that both men and women need. And our healthcare sucks in this country. You want to have a healthcare conversation? Let's get Pat on. Let's do that. Pat's a good person to listen to. He works in healthcare, and that would be a good conversation to have about. I'd like to actually pick his brain about some things. Pat, are you listening? Come on this week. Or next week. I don't know. You work a lot. Let's do a healthcare conversation. Tell me about all of the things that suck. So yeah, go donate to Planned Parenthood. They do great things. And yeah, be on the lookout for new music from me, because there's a lot. I keep forgetting there's still a single that I'm trying to put out too. Woof. I might need to rethink my November release. Yeah, I don't want to stack stuff. I've had a new pants, single, and video. Shoot, I gotta rethink all of this. My life. Ugh. Getting stuff stuck in my eye. Alright. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.